You're right, there is a big focus on volume from all of us. What we've seen over the last couple of quarters is that we've seen a very hesitant consumer globally, so it's hard to pick any market where we haven't seen some sort of consumer slowdown in 2025, and the Q3 momentum you're seeing is roughly unchanged compared to Q2. So we're seeing a weakest consumer that is of course driven by both the quite significant price increases we've seen over the last couple of years on household goods, but also the broader geopolitical uncertainties. So as we look at our Q3 numbers, we're actually quite pleased with the underlying performance in what is a weak environment. We continue to hold or take share in our key markets, and as long as we do that, we know we're powering ahead in terms of underlying momentum. But right now, headline volume growth is it's harder to go by.
Where are you taking share? You say you're taking share in some of your key markets?
Yeah, so if we look at the 25 biggest markets we operate in, we're holding or taking share in almost 20 of those. So that's key for us. You're talking about one of those key markets earlier in this program, so China. Again, in this quarter, we take a bit of share in China, so we're flat in China, a Chinese market that is down in the quarter. We're seeing us take share in the UK, which is another very significant market for us. We're taking both share in beer and soft drinks. So there's a lot of strength in the business, and for us, the slowdown we've seen in volumes over the last couple of quarters, that's externally driven by a weaker market, but it's good to see that we have that underlying momentum.
Jacob, it's Karen jumping in. Good morning to you. Can I just dig into that sequential improvement in Asia a little bit further, because the marketplace has been waiting for any signs of life around the Chinese consumer, that they are actually turning the corner. Would you say that's happening with the Chinese consumer?
I think it's a big statement to say turning the corner, but I think we're seeing a stabilization. If you look at the numbers here in the Q3, overall Chinese market is down around 2% in the quarter. We're flat. It's not dramatic drops we're seeing. We're seeing a relatively stable market. It is tough. The consumer is weak. You look at the overall consumer confidence numbers in China. They are not great, and they haven't been for more than 18 months at this stage. So I'm not going to call a major change, but I think we'll continue to power ahead on a relative basis in China. It's a significant market. It's also a profitable market. It's important for us. And as I look into Q4, we also expect to see a bit of growth in Q4 for us there. So no, listen, China remains important. And of course, all the backdrop that you've been talking about this morning, it's also important in that context.
Talk about Western Europe. We are getting information at different points over reporting season that suggests the retail consumer is not actually in bad shape. We've still got the tailwind of slightly lower interest rates. People still have jobs. We saw even in the UK yesterday, Next producing very strong results on a full price ticket item basis. What are you seeing for Christmas as we count down some of the Western economies? Does it look like it's going to be a decent Christmas?
I think in the context of the stabilization we've seen the last couple of quarters, I think it's going to be an okay Christmas. I'm not going to use the word decent. The Western European consumer is quite cautious in terms of how what they're putting in their shopping basket at the moment. We see many beer markets across Europe that are unfortunately down low single digit at the moment. On the other hand, if we look at our own business, Western Europe was a strength again this quarter. If you look at our numbers in Western Europe, where our organic revenue growth is positive when we adjust for the San Miguel effect we had 1st of January. So that positive underlying growth is super important for us. So if you look at the numbers we report today, just like on Q2, Western Europe is actually a position of strength for us, and it comes through again here. We have a strong Northern Europe. We have a UK where we're taking share, and then we have a couple of the big economies like France and Germany, where the markets are more subdued.